Hi people, it's Archivist here, and today I'm doing a Ramble play video featuring GTA 5 for the PlayStation 4. And what I'm going to be doing today in this video is attempting to break into the military base and steal a fighter jet. It's probably not going to go very well, but I'm going to do my best. And in order to prepare for such an endeavour, I'm going to have to go get some body armour. So I'm just going to take a very quick helicopter ride down the street, and then we'll get on with the mission. I have been playing a lot of this game recently, probably coming up to the most played game of this month, seconded closely by Far Cry 4. Really haven't been able to play some other games that much, like Assassin's Creed Unity. God, I've completely forgot about that. I was so excited before it came out and then just dropped off. But now I'm playing this just like last year. It's a big sense of deja vu, but of course it's the PlayStation 4 version as opposed to the PlayStation 3 version, meaning the graphics are nice and you've got some cool new additions like the first person mode. But for the purposes of this endeavour, I'm going to be sticking to third person because it allows you to get your bearings better, because sometimes in the first person perspective it's very easy to lose track of who's shooting you, and I really don't want that to happen here. Now, I'm having faith in the fact that I believe that whenever you get into a helicopter, a parachute is automatically assigned to you. If that is not the case, then I'm going to die a very horrible and potentially humorous death. But first of all, let's get above the military base, and then we will attempt to land in the military base, and then I will try and take off with a fighter jet without being blown up by tanks or shot by soldiers. Easier said than done, although it doesn't exactly sound easy. Something that they really improved in this new version of GTA, so for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, is the amount of detail you see in the terrain. And in fact, I'm going to do a little pit stop to show you what I mean by that. So whereas before, the rural environment was very plain really, there wasn't a lot of detail in it, you just saw a basic texture. Now, as you can see on the ground, there is lots and lots of ground clutter. And as you walk through it, it moves, so it's dynamic, you know, it's in the world. And I think it just adds this extra level of detail, and it makes it feel like a more, I don't know, out of control, overgrown environment as opposed to Los Santos. And I think actually because of this addition, I would go as far as to say that the game actually looks better now when you're in Blaine County than it does in Los Santos. Because this is a really, really big improvement. Because I remember before just thinking that they really needed to add more. They really needed to add more detail to the rural environment, and they've done that now, which is great. And we've had a look at it, and trust that it really is awesome, especially during the daytime. I didn't mean for it to be nighttime. I swear I saved it during the day. Okay, let's go find that military base now. I have to say I don't expect to actually get away with the plane, at least with it functioning. What happens a lot of the time is that I get away with the plane, however its engine malfunctions because I've been shot by a Rhino tank. We can only hope that that will not happen again. Because if I do get a fighter jet, we can do some very interesting things with it. Such as taking out Grove Street from the air. So I know roughly where these different fighter jets are located, I just need to make sure I land there. I cannot botch the landing. I did that before. I just flew in too quickly and ended up basically taking away most of my health before anyone was even shooting at me. So now's a good time to parachute. Now I need to make sure that I do land next to one, because sometimes they don't pop in correctly and it's difficult to know if they're actually there. So they haven't appeared yet, but they should be here. There should be one over there. Okay, there is. Also could make use of Trevor's ability to negate some of the damage that will be inflicted on me by soldiers. A story mission that requires you to come in here and steal a helicopter, a tandem rotor helicopter. And I remember that being significantly easier than this is turning out to be, because there weren't any tanks shooting at me. It was actually quite easy. Okay, I'm gonna get hit by a tank. Please don't get hit by a tank. Oh, I got hit by a tank. Okay, I got hit by one, and I'm smoking. That could potentially mean that I will go down after a while. If only there was a way of repairing it, because then I could take it back to the hangar and keep it as my own. But while we're waiting for that, let's go to the airport and blow up some planes, because the bigger the thing you're attacking, the more fun it is when you see it get destroyed. As you can see here, Los Santos just looks beautiful during the night. And because they play with the lights, they can imply that the city is full of loads and loads of vehicles, but of course we all know they're not actually being rendered, they're just lights moving about down there. They did the same thing in GTA 4, although it's actually a lot better here because they really do have lots of vehicles on the streets, so if I fly a bit closer you might be able to see them. Okay, a fair amount of vehicles. I'd certainly say they do a good job, but I think there's just enough to make it feel like it's a bustling city. Of course, some areas are actually more busy than others. And it's also good because if they'd have done it too much, then it would have either caused a massive performance hit like Assassin's Creed Unity received because of its huge crowds, or it just could have got to the point where you wouldn't be able to drive through it very easily. I think you know what I'm planning on doing here. I'm going to take out that blimp. As long as my plane doesn't fail. I'm actually surprised. I think I've got away with it. Although the plane has been damaged, I think I'm... No. Wait, there we go. Okay, it cut out for a second there. That was a bit scary. So we're not in a perfectly functioning plane right now. Oh, I just need to sit back in my chair a bit. Okay, where is it? I can't slow down too much because if I... Yeah, that seems... It's not functioning well without the jet going. It's not even turning properly. It keeps cutting out. If I don't hold down the accelerator or the jet, it just kind of falls because it's not in a good way. Where's it gone? How could that blimp disappear into thin air? I mean, there is a lot of air up here, but that doesn't explain it. All right, we're gonna. Okay, my plane. Okay, it's not going up. It's not going up. It's not going up. It's crashing. It's crashing. Okay, we're going out. We're getting out. Bail! 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 Oh. Okay, who knows how I'm alive? I think it's because my body armor must have taken the brunt of that. But yeah, that's usually what happens when I get in one of these planes. Oh look, there's the wing. There's the wing. I usually get it out of the base fairly easily, but then because it's been hit by a tank, it usually goes down. I got one to my hangar before, but it was in a very bad state, and once I landed it, it wouldn't take off again. There are ways to do it, and I have done it before. I remember doing it in the PlayStation 3 version. I don't remember the Rhino tanks being such a problem back then. It was more a problem of getting in, but now I know how to get in. It's more of a problem of getting out without getting hit even once, because it was only one tank shell that hit me. And now I guess because my main objective for this video has... Well, look, there it is. That's my objective. Oh, that's a lot lighter than I would have thought it would be. I might as well just go on a rampage. I mean, I am Trevor. Let's see, what's fun for a rampage? Yeah, minigun. Let's see how long I can stay alive for. And I'll be very impressed with myself if I can get away from it as well. Get to 4... I know what, I'll get to 4 stars and then attempt to escape. Yeah, there we go, 4 stars. Maybe go for 5 rather, because they got rid of 6 stars, didn't they? Oh, and my shooting is now at 100. Which is nice. Oh, my minigun. Okay, well, I do have a railgun. In fact, because it's the PlayStation 4 version, why not just for the sake of it, go into first-person mode. And we'll take out that pesky helicopter up there. Take out that little guy down there. While I'm doing this, I'll just recount how awesome times are at the moment, because not only are loads of games coming out, and too many to even play, I also got to finally watch Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a big Marvel film that came out during the summer, but I missed it. I just didn't get a chance to watch it in the cinema, so I was watching it I was waiting for it to come out on iTunes. And what I did last night was I actually waited till midnight to watch it because I was so excited and I really enjoyed it. It's a great film. The only thing I would say about the Guardians of the Galaxy though is that it feels almost like it was a set-up film, like it was there to explain certain cosmic things, such as the Infinity Stone, I believe they called it, not the Infinity Gem, whatever it's called in the comics. quite like the acting. I quite, you know, I think my favourite character was probably Rocket Raccoon. Or I think I just called him Rocket in the film. Oh no, I'm gonna die here. It was a good film, not my favourite Marvel film. I think my favourite Marvel film of all time would be, as in made by Marvel Studios, I should say, would be Iron Man. Either Iron Man 1 or 3. Okay, I'm dead. But the reason I liked 3 was because a lot of people disliked the Mandarin setup, so the way that he was just an actor, the original Mandarin. But I actually thought that was a really clever twist, and the whole idea that Aldrich Killian was the real Mandarin, he was just giving evil a face. I thought that was quite clever. But at the same time, I can fully understand how, if you were really a big fan of the comics and they'd kind of belittled the Mandarin a bit, how that might annoy certain people. So, as always, people, thanks very much for watching, and see you next time, and don't forget to subscribe.